Warhammer says, why do I even watch this? I just get more cancer and autism. That's the selling point.
Pretty much.
Well, if you didn't have me,
I mean, if Sugar was here, then we could give him shit about.
Yeah, then we could
the fact
talk about
that
the
he denies
Holocaust a bit.
Holocaust.
what are you giving me crap about? What did Sugar want to give me crap about?
Oh, God.
Everything.
Last resort. Do you even listen to conversations?
Yeah, Iraq is the only official government to deny the Holocaust.
Well,
That's a thing. They actually deny it. I think it's Iraq. It might be Iraq.
Oh
but I'm
my
pretty sure
God.
it's Iraq.
A-Rock.
I'm gonna mute Last Resort at this rate.
Don't mute me. Wait, where'd Too Awesome go?
Hey, if Last Resort gets conquered, Deathslayer asks, does he become an island?
That's impossible. Anyway, we're not going to discuss. Yeah, I give up trying to convince Too Awesome. Where did Too Awesome go, by the way?
I think he killed himself.
Oh well.
Yeah, it happens.
In this corner. I mean, if you annex me, you're gonna be so far over infamy.
Maybe.
Where'd you go to, Awesome?
My Discord crashed.
Oh yeah, mine did the same thing. That's weird.
Okay. I mean, it did grant my wish for a short while, but I could have done that manually.
Yeah. I hate it when people don't teach the truth about stuff in history. Teach the Americanized version of it.
Oh, were you
for
there?
Well, no, but I've learned this from multiple different teachers and read it from multiple different sources.
From the
of things.
internet?
Uh-oh.
No,
Do you
from
read
multiple
everything
valid.
from the internet and leave it?
No, things like
All right,
Paul
tell
Revere
me.
Paul Revere never actually made it all the way to Concord.
Wait,
He just
what?
made it. He got captured along the. Yeah, Paul
Who?
Revere never made it to Concord.
Oh,
Paul Revere.
okay.
Yeah, he never made his
Let's hear it.
midnight ride. He never completed it. He was riding with 3 other people, and one of those other 3 made it, while him and the other person distracted to redcoats and/or were captured and were captured, while one made it through to Lexington or Concord. Lexington and Concord, whichever one. I can't remember which one was Concord. Made it all the way through to Concord.
And what's your source backing this up?
5 or 6 different history teachers and various articles
Can
and things you
can
can
you
read
link
from
the
valid
article?
sources.
Link the article. I don't care about
That's
what
an
your
interesting
history teacher
idea.
once said.
Sounds like bad fan fiction.
That's
Paul Revere fan fiction.
I mean,
you can look this
true
up if
fan
you don't
fiction
believe
exists.
me.
I mean, you're the one trying to convince me. It's
Yeah, it's kind of up to you.
last resort. You're the one trying to convince me,
Why does this
not
court
me
keep
trying to convince you. So why don't you put in the effort of actually convincing me?
I've given up trying to explain
You-
stupidity.
You, trying to
That's-
explain stupidity when hey, if you link me to an
Trying to
actual
explain
if you link
stupidity.
no last resort if you link me to an actual article explaining your side, I will believe you. That's all you have to do. Find an article, link it to me, and I'll believe you. Has to be a legit article, not a blog site, by the way. You know, we're going by a standard
Yeah.
school definition.
I'm not
or
saying you're
that-
wrong. I just never heard it before. It seems
Yeah,
interesting.
never heard of it either. Well, what else? What else though? Tell me more about these Americanized versions.
Boston Massacre.
What about it?
Slayer
The
says
British.
I have
It's
some.
not really a massacre. It was more self-defense than anything.
We're gonna have some
I've got-
Paul Revere and horse shipping going on.
Are you telling me that the fact that one of the British people got hit with, like, if I remember correctly, it's like they got hit with a rock or something, so they decided to fire into crowds of civilians?
No.
Oh, the Boston
Can
That's
Massacre.
not a
Can I,
massacre.
can I explain something?
Okay, explain it to me.
What happened and whether or not you will accept this or not is the colonists were stoning and throwing snowballs at them, stoning them. It was not one colonist, it was 20 or 30 chucking stones
Stones in
at them. And
snowballs.
they panic and they fire.
Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah,
The
that's
stones
what we're
and
all taught.
snowballs.
yeah.
It's still a massacre because they shot civilians.
Yeah, it wasn't
Oh
unheard
no,
of.
we're getting rocks thrown at us. It lets it completely ignore our training and just fire into crowds of
I don't
civilians.
agree with
Uh-oh.
right, but it wasn't
People aren't
completely
going to resent the fact that you killed their cousin Joe, even though he was doing nothing. No, how could they?
Yeah, Warhammer's got a link for us, but I can't look at it right now.
I'm not in your chat, so I can't look at that. Is it proving
Mr.
last
It's-
resort right?
It's socialstudiesforkids.com.
Last report was said, did you know .org.
Is that
An
the last
idiot.
resort?
Seems pretty accurate.
It's the first one. And here's the second one from the history channel.
Was this in the Discord chat?
Last report once said history.com.
2 more,
Okay.
if you're happy. And Wikipedia says the same thing.
Wow.
So I'm
Okay.
not wrong.
Alright.
Cool.
You don't understand. The river.
So what happened to
War is
Paul
like
Revere
my
then?
thing, and he got captured and then he got liberated. They tried to apprehend him and they captured him, but he got liberated. More
So
or
what you're
less.
saying is he was even more badass than how we make him appear. All right.
Alright, it works.
Good to know, last resort.
Yeah.
Also, the fact that the British soldiers that shot into crowds of civilians during the Boston Massacre were being attacked with stones is not an entirely American,
What?
forgotten concept in history book. Who the fuck is rising up now? The nationalists. I don't know who
I haven't
you
had
are,
any
but you're not.
uprisings yet.
I hate to explain this, but my teacher didn't teach that. That's why I'm mad. He said it was just a massacre. The British fired on the citizens for no apparent reason. Quote my history teacher.
Well, that's because your history teacher's an idiot.
Exactly. This is also the same history teacher who last year was the guidance counselor.
Uh-oh, midlife rating just dropped.
What event causes that? We're not going to this.
I don't think it has a name, it just happens.
This is also the same history teacher that gives us homework on stuff before he teaches it.
Well, of course you do that. I mean,
And then he expects us to read over the notes in the PowerPoint, which he's not taught. This is all, of course, because he spent a full day in class going over his syllabus and his rules, which essentially his rules were the exact same as follows in the school handbook.
Sigisros and looks like
And we get
Zadu
2
are
weeks.
colonizing the Alps.
So I've had a very frustrating day.
It still doesn't justify the fact that you somehow read Coro as Cordo.
I thought it was his beef. Anyway,
See, anything else I can colonize? Anything over your way?
eh,
That's too bad.
colonize America. Go for it.
America's fully colonized. Well, technically.
Yeah, so is the Pacific.
Do the
Yeah,
British
I know,
version.
and that's
fully
just the
colonized.
way I like it. If it wasn't, then I would have colonized it by now.
Do the British way of colonizing. No, Gaku, just do the British way of colonizing India.
Just conquer everything.
Yep.
Well, more like set up a trade outpost, and then buy out, entire kingdoms.
Yeah, just do that.
That's basically the British way of doing it.
Oh, I've got a navy in the Gulf of Bob again. I'm just gonna leave it. I like it. We got an ironclad there too. Just keep that there. You have ironclads yet?
Me?
No.
But
The Frank Horse people aren't
but you're
very focused on it.
that's all you've been focused on though. How do you not have ironclads?
No, I haven't been focused on Navy. I only have 5 in Navy. What are you talking
Oh,
about?
yeah.
Oh, you've got
I've
10
been
military
focused-
tech. You only
You
have-
I've
know
been
the Battle of
focused on
Bunker
focused
Wow.
mostly on my prestige tech.
I see your military tech has doubled. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Gaku, do you know the Battle of Bunker Hill?
Battle of what?
Bunker Hill.
Bunker Hill. Sort of. What about
For a
it?
second there, I thought you said the Battle of Montreal, and I'm like,
That's what I thought he said too. Bunker Hill.
Bunker Hill. Yeah.
Was that Boston?
That battle.
Around Boston
Yeah.
somewhere? Yeah.
You
What
know,
about it?
America actually lost that battle, right?
Or you don't remember
You
the
know, America-
details?
Yes,
Fill us
America
in.
killed it's either 2-1 or 3-1 odds against the British, but they lost the battle just because there was 5 or 6 or 7 times the British.
Wow.
And the British did waves of assault, and they ran out of ammunition and surrendered.
okay. I mean, honestly, if you run out of ammunition because you're killing so many people,
That's a
I
good
think
thing.
I think that would consider a tactical victory,
Yeah.
even if you surrender in
Good.
the end.
So the Battle of King Seal.
Warhammer says that
British-
we're all taught that we lost, you twats.
Yes, we're taught that, but no one ever. But if you ask the average American, they'll either not know what it is or they think that we won.
Yeah, because the average American, it's important to
doesn't
the
care.
average American to remember the Battle of Bunker Hill.
It is anyway. And another thing most people don't talk about is the massacre of King Seal.
Look,
Not the battle,
Look,
the
if you don't know general history like wars and stuff, then especially the American wars, then I'll look down on you. But if you don't remember specific fucking battles, even if they are important, then no, like that's stupidly irrelevant.
Anyway, the
Unless
yeah.
you're a historian.
Oh, you know I want to be like a history teacher, right?
Oh well, congrats. No one else does.
That, or a UN diplomat, or a graphic designer.
I would be afraid to have you as a diplomat.
Yeah, I would be too.
Why?
Do you even know how to properly become a diplomat?
I haven't done the research on it yet.
Because I've actually done the research on it because that's what I want to do, and it's not even called a diplomat. You're a diplomatic officer, but there's a different term for it. I want to see if you know it. In last resort's probably frantically googling the
I'm
term
gonna
right
Google
now.
it. I know you're
I've never
you're
heard of
something
this,
of the
I'm
diplomatic
curious.
corps. I know you're part of the diplomatic corps. God, I can't. You're a representative of the diplomatic corps, I believe.
That's
Core
not
or
a
court?
Corps. Or
So core.
yeah.
Okay. It's funny there's no one down here competing with me for Sinai.
And
I was kind of thinking Zadu might, you know, try something.
sorry, I can't reach. If I would.
I don't think he wants you to reach it. Sorry, I'm not out there competing for land you want, Kaku.
Oh,
I'm going
as
for
soon
it
as
now.
I say that. Well, just so you know, I've got double your colonial power, but have fun.
It's fine. But also work with other places. 4, 5, 6, 7. However extended I am. Well, I mean, Americans had we for the whole British.
What?
British.
You're cutting out again.
Yeah, I'm just gonna start holding down both push to top buttons. That way, if one fails, the other one won't.
You have 2 push to talk buttons?
Somehow, yes.
Okay.
I don't understand how. I give.
Couldn't find
Huh?
it.
Couldn't find.
So what is it?
A foreign officer.
Thought it was foreign representative.
Straightforward
No.
enough.
Well, technically, foreign exchange officer, or sometimes a foreign exchange worker.
So how does one become a foreign exchange worker?
You have to apply via a government. Well, government website actually explains it entirely. And one, you're required to take a test that determines whether or not you would. It's basically like a questionnaire asking if you'd have any medical issues that
Okay.
would prevent you from actually traveling from country to country. and basically constantly reminds you of the fact that they're going to probably put you in countries where you're potentially going to die.
All right, perfect.
And then
Be
once you've
disappointed
submitted
if they
all your
didn't.
information proving you're a U.S. citizen and that you basically don't have any medical issues, then you are put in front of a review board that interviews you and also double checks and makes sure you're not going to go insane in some of these countries
Okay.
because of how dangerous it can sometimes be. And then afterwards, they basically say, sure, you can join, or no, you can't.
Hmm.
And then they basically send you to a country, a foreign, new country immediately.
Okay.
It's almost impossible to not be placed in a new country day one.
Are there just not enough diplomats? Is that the problem?
Huh? No, it's just because there's only one U.S. embassy in the U.S.
I don't follow you.
So
U.S.
the
Embassy is
the
like
U.S. has a single embassy, their
In each
own
country, right?
single embassy.
and there's
No,
one
there's
in
actually multiple embassies in certain countries.
England,
Am I
France,
thinking
I
of
believe.
consulates? Or is that different?
Huh?
Is that different from
Uh,
consulates?
Somewhat, yeah. Here, let me find the actual map of well, not map, more like list. It
Okay.
lists every single embassy as well as their country they're located in.